Hi guys, I'm here to talk to you today about my third book. This would be The Rockstar of Vampires. The interesting thing about this book is that I had no interest at all in writing about vampires. Zero interest. In fact, when I started having ideas for the book and kind of these visions for the characters, I thought there's no way I'm writing a vampire book. Everybody else is doing that. I am not doing that. I don't want to do what everyone else is doing and ugh. But anyway, I ended up doing a little research and I came across a group that, I don't know how you describe it. There's a website where people were talking about how they were vampires. And I found it very fascinating because they kind of made being a vampire sound like just being like anyone else, except for the fact that you needed blood in order to, well, not everyone needs blood. I mean, drinking blood, obviously, in order to kind of feel normal, feel okay. And so I kind of started thinking about that. I thought that's kind of an interesting concept. Why do vampires have to be so crazy over the top and all this, stuff where they can't be in the sunlight and so on and so forth. And I'm sure there's reasons behind all that, but I just did not want to do what everybody else is doing. So instead I chose to write about vampires that were pretty normal, pretty everyday. Like, as I always say, could be your neighbor, could be the person sitting beside you on the bus. You don't know who a vampire is or what they look like or if they look different at all. So with that idea in mind, I started to write this book. My concept was that as a vampire, you, as I said, have a pretty normal life, but you are, other than having to drink blood, that is, you have very strong senses, I should say, not high senses, strong senses. So your sense of smell is much better than the average person's. Your eyesight's better. You can see, I talk about how the characters can see pollution on the trees, stuff like that the normal eye couldn't see. Smelling stuff from down the street, being almost sick from it until you kind of grow used to your vampire powers or whatever you want to call them. Until you kind of get used to being a vampire, essentially being a little overwhelmed by your senses and how strong they are. And of course that includes your sense of touch, which I don't have to tell you can lead to some very interesting situations. I'll let your imagination run wild from there. I'm trying to keep this video clean. Anyway, yeah, so basically no really big food restrictions, although I talk about how they just eat more natural food, that they find things like sugar and salt kind of disgusting. Anything like that that's artificial, that would kind of almost make them sick, that they kind of have to keep things natural. Of course, your sense of taste would be quite strong, so you'd want really vibrant flavors. I don't know, vibrant's a good word to use to describe flavors, but you know what I mean. Anyways, once again, The Rockstar of Vampires. I won't really get into who the Rockstar of Vampires is or why it's relevant to the story. You'll have to check out the book a little bit and see what you think. Check out the first chapter. I'm going to have it underneath this video just to get a sense of what's going on. See what you think. Let me know what you think. Maybe check out the book. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.